Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon in the series, The Beginning Episode Talk. So this episode starts off with Misty once again being scared of bugs. However, this time it is a bug that is not seen in the Viridian Forest in the game that is based on the anime, which I am 100% against, and that is Weedle, or as young me used to call that thing when I played Pokemon games, Weedy. Yes, I wasn't that creative with nicknames. I had a Beedrill nicknamed Weedy, and I had a Poochyena, later on Mightyena, nicknamed Darky. Alright? Just take something from the Pokemon and put a Y behind it. That was how I nicknamed stuff back in the day. Or the name just appeared in the Pokedex, like Trico was called the Wood Gecko, so I just called it Gecko. Creativity was not one of my stronger suits. But Ash tries to capture that Weedle, but the Weedle is also attracted to Misty, so Misty leaves, only to be attacked by a samurai who is searching for people from Palatown. And Misty's like, well, it ain't me. And then later on she's like, oh my god, Ash! So Ash is ready to capture the Weedle. However, then the samurai appears and attacks Ash, but Ash is able to dodge the attack thanks to Misty yelling at him. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. I swear, he just, instead of saying hello, he just goes, hiya! But this samurai has been looking for people from Palatown, and since Ash is from Palatown, he challenges him to a battle after the Weedle leaves. So, Samurai sends out, which is actually his name, sends out Pinsir, which is like, okay, this is a little bit later, but you lost to 3 people from Palatown. You lost to a Bulbasaur, a Squirtle, and a Charmander. With a Pinsir. How? That thing is a powerful Pokemon that really is underrepresented in that sense where, look man, when you think about bug types, you think about Heracross, Ninjas, Scyther, Scizor. You don't really think about Pinsir. It's a bit of a shame though. I like Pinsir, but I also don't really find any use for it on my teams. But he sends out a Pinsir and he's lost the starter Pokemon. This guy calls Ash a novice. You're the novice here. But Ash sends in Pidgeotto, who gets beaten, and then sends in Metapod, and then has a vision of Metapod being chopped in half by Pinsirs. Well, Pinsers, I guess. But Ash yells, use Harden, so the Pinsers break. Ash wins that battle. And then we have Metapod v Metapod. Who can get harder? Which, yes, there's a long joke spent on them just yelling, Metapod, use Harden. So who is the hardest of them all? Put Anne Hathaway in front of them and they'll get hard, trust me on that one. But the battle's interrupted when Beedrill's attack. So, Beedrill, sadly enough, steals Metapod away, and the gang runs away. However, they run right into the Beedrill's nest, and Ash is like, oh my god, Metapod! And it's like, that causes all the Kakunas to evolve into Beedrills and attack the gang. So they run into a cabin and hide there. Meanwhile, Samurai scolds Ash for abandoning Metapod and blames him for everything. And I'm like, look, the whole abandoning Metapod, you got a point there. But the Beedrill attack was your fault. You were the one who interrupted Ash from catching the Weedle, who then called his friends. It was your fault from the Weedle. Ash is to blame for Metapod being abandoned, but no, Weedle, okay? I will not have this slander. I will blame Ash when he is at fault, but like, that is not a problem. However, I'm still kind of, you know what? Watching these earlier episodes, it's kind of unbelievable that one day this kid's gonna be champion of the planet. But we get the story of the fact that Samurai lost to the people from Palatown, at which point Ash is like, Gary. However, except for in the Dutch version, in which he goes, Bailey, for some reason. Why? Also, if you're wondering how I watch these episodes, the Pokemon TV YouTube channel is how I've been watching these episodes. They got a bunch of episodes. Basically, I think they're done with the Kanto arc and are now in the Orange Islands arc at the time of recording this. But that's how I've been watching it. You can actually select the language in which you want to watch the video, and the video will actually change. I did that a couple of times where I changed the language from English to Dutch. So technically, this is a legit watch, even though I own the original series on DVD, but it's in boxes. So the next morning, Ash goes to rescue Metapod, and when he reaches the Kakuna Beedrill nest, Team Rocket appears. Yes, they were in the episode as well, and they do their motto. However, this time around, they actually use the full motto. They start off, this is the first episode in which they start off going, prepare for trouble and make it double. But Ash is like, hey, shh, Not now, okay? But they are annoyed and keep going. And eventually they wake up the Beedrill, who then charge at them. But Ash has an idea. He's like, if I can do the most amazing roll ever, I can save Metapod and have Beedrill attack Team Rocket. I can win this easily. So he runs towards the Beedrill. They're coming down on him. However, he does the roll, gets through them. They attack Team Rocket, and Ash wants Metapod back. But Metapod has felt abandonment issues, so doesn't really want to go back. So Ash starts to blame Samurai for things that happened, but also things that didn't happen. And now I have to come to Samurai's defense, because the abandonment of Metapod was your fault. We went over this. So eventually Ash like, no, okay, you know what? It was my fault. I'm sorry, okay? And then a Beedrill appears and wants to attack. Ash tries to protect Metapod, but Metapod then jumps in front and gets cut open by the Beedrill. However, this will cause Metapod to evolve. Also, Samurai and Misty appear. What do you have around you? Like, you really think those big needles cannot go through that net? Like, what kind of net is that? But anyway, Metapod evolves into a glorious Butterfree, and Ash then is like, you sleep out, and all of them fall asleep. All them Beedrills and Team Rocket fall asleep. And there you go. And now Ash has gained the respect of Samurai by controlling his Butterfree. And he then takes them to the end of the forest and tells them over that way is Pewter City. So now we can get back on the road to Pewter City, and that's where the episode ends. And overall, another good episode. I really liked it. Look, I am one of the 2 fans of Beedrill. I always have been a fan of Beedrill. If I have a choice between Butterfree and Beedrill, I will always probably pick Beedrill as my option. Big fan of that Pokemon. And I like the fact that this episode focused on it. However, the biggest surprise was seeing a Pinsir this early on. Especially with how rare Pinsir is in the Kanto games. As in, you can only get it in 2 places. Either you get it through the Safari Zone or the game corner in the Celadon City. So it was always surprising to see Pinsir this early on. I mean, in the last episodes, what did we deal with? Like Caterpies and like Rattatas and Pidgeys. That's what we had. The best thing we had was a Pidgeotto. Now this guy pops up with a Pinsir. And I also like how this still continues the fact that yes, Gary is still around, even though he is a background presence. And to be honest, I love the evolution of Metapod into Butterfree. However, a little bit of a thing about that one. The Pokédex says that it takes about a week for that thing to evolve. Has it been a week since the last episode? Like, I know time doesn't exist in the Pokemon anime, which I have long made peace with. Nobody else has, but I have. I think it's a dumb thing that you haven't made peace with it at this point. Alright? It's the same with The Simpsons. Stuff just, like, it's a way for them to continue the franchise without having to have, like, a 50-year-old Ash who's like, I'm gonna be a Pokemon Master! You know? But overall, I enjoyed this episode. I do think that it is a bit weird that the guy was actually called Samurai. But, hey, the Beedrill focus was probably my favorite part of this episode, outside of, obviously, you know, the evolution into Butterfree. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new if not already, turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for the showdown in Pewter City. Bye!